Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now, it's been a while, it's definitely been a while. I've been traveling a lot. I went to Fort Wayne Regionals, and then right now, as you can see, the background is different. That's because I'm actually in London, prepping for the London International, and also visiting and touring around the city, of course. So yeah, that's why there hadn't been any new TCG videos for a little while, and I will make two for this week. There won't be TCG Pokédex until the next week, so I hope you guys can bear with me because it's really hard finding some time to record and finding the right conditions, if you will. So hope you guys don't mind too much. After I'm back from the London International, everything will go back to normal. And yeah, so this week, since Fort Wayne Regionals, the deck that is in everyone's mind is Yveltal, right? It's either how to counter it or if you want to play it. So this week I'm going to take a look at two different decks that should have very positive Yveltal matchups, alright? So the first one is, of course, Raikou Jolteon, which I don't think saw too much play in Fort Wayne, and if it did not do well either. Raikou is the main attacker of the deck. Shining Body as its ability is really good, as you always have that. It's almost as if you had an extra 20 HP, but can sometimes be better than having an extra 20 HP. As you reduce any damage dealt to Raikou by 20, as long as it has a lightning energy attached. And then Thunderlance can potentially do unlimited damage, although besides Max Elixir and Electrode, you don't have any way to attach 5 energy in a single turn like you would if you had a Magnezone line or something. But Max Elixir and Electrode should be more than enough to be able to power up multiple Raikou. And 2-hit KOing things with a non-EX is definitely very good. And the 1 retreat cost is really, really nice. Then we have 2 Jolteon-EX, and that's because Jolteon-EX is really good right now. A lot of the Yveltal lists are not playing Pokemon Ranger. They might start doing so for London, for the London tournament, or they might even start playing an Yveltal break like we saw at Dortmund. But Jolteon-EX is a really good attacker right now. There's a ton of decks that it just stops in its tracks, such as Volcanion, such as Rainbow Road, such as Yveltal, which are some of the best decks in the format. So Jolteon definitely makes a lot of sense, and that's why I'm including 2 copies of the card. Now, with it being a focus, you could argue that having double colorless energy could be a good idea here, but between the Max Elixirs and Electrode, I think you're well covered in terms of energy here, and it makes you less susceptible to being weak to Enhanced Hammer. So those are the attackers of the deck, and then we have a Tech Mew, because Mew gives you an option to hit Mewtwo for weakness. It's also a free retreater, but it's mainly there for Mewtwo. And then we have a single Jirachi, which can buy you some time against decks like Giratina, against decks like mostly Giratina, I guess. Like Giratina Hammers or Darkrai Giratina, so that they don't start overwhelming you with their damage output. Stardust can be really, really good. And then we have the 2-2 Electrode line. Now, Electrode's ability Buzz Up Thunder does give up a prize card for your opponent, but in doing so, you get to attach Electrode as a special energy card, and it provides 2 lightning energy at the same time. So I'm pretty sure you can remove Electrode with Enhanced Hammer, which is obviously not ideal, but even if they do, you have other means of attaching more energy through Max Elixir. But yeah, getting that extra energy down for Electrode is really, really good, and you also get to to kind of abuse N against them, which is obviously very nice. Now, you could argue that Ace Trainer is a good idea as well if you're running Electrode, but it's not always that you need to pull off like the turn 2 Electrode, or there's no guarantee that you will have the Ace Trainer right away, so that's why I'm not running any. But Electrode is mainly there for the energy advantage. Now, aside from that, we have a very consistent supporter line. We have 4 Sycamore, 3 N, 2 Lysander, 1 Hex Maniac, 1 Delinquent, which is really nice in order to combat opponent's Parallel CD, and 1 Brock Script. Now, Brock is the difference here. We're not running Super Rod, we are running Brock, and I don't know, we're trying it out. Super Rod feels sometimes very, or not very worth it in some decks, because if you draw it early on and you discard it with an Ultra Ball or with a Sycamore, then that's it. You're out of Pokemon or energy recovery. But even if you do that with Brock, you can actually reuse it during the later stages of the game with a Verse Seeker. So that's really, really nice. And then we have our 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Max Elixir, which are obviously very, very key to this deck. 3 Trainer's Mail, 1 Escape Rope, 1 Enhanced Hammer, 3 Fighting Fury Belt, because this combined with Raiku's ability makes it very, very hard to take down. And then we have a single Experience Share because it helps you conserve energy as well, and a single Rough Seas in order to make sure that that Delinquent is not the only way we can get out of a Parallel CD lock. And finally, we have 11 Lightning Energy, which is what I feel like is a very, very healthy amount in order to be able to ensure that Max Elixir will almost always hit, and or that you will never miss an energy attachment. So that's the deck list. Let's jump into a ladder, hopefully face off some Yveltal, so you can see how this deck can really dominate that matchup, or some Volcanions or Rainbow Roads, and we might be up against Rainbow Road, so that we can see the true power of Jolteon. And yeah, I'm gonna do my best to showcase this deck's ability to counter those very popular decks, and which might make Raikou Jolteon a very good choice for London. I don't know if any of you watching are planning on going, but wow, this is actually Gyarados, not this is Gyarados, not Rainbow Road. So yeah, Raikou, not Raikou, Gyarados is a deck that got a lot of hype, but then in Fort Wayne, like, it hasn't made an appearance. I don't think it made one in Dortmund either. Not entirely sure. Might have made top 32, but definitely not top 8. Definitely didn't make top 8 at Liverpool either, so looks like Gyarados' time to shine was Orlando, and then it kind of dropped off. And my opponent is still mulliganing. That's another issue with the deck. I guess the fairy typing will be the Mr. Mime you use in order to prevent damage to your bench. And once again, I apologize if I yawn a lot, but jet lag is a thing. I arrived to London only 2 days ago, so jet lag still has me on a really weird time frame, or not time frame, like, I don't know, with a really weird sleeping pattern. So even though it's actually 1:30 p.m. right now, I'm definitely not feeling too awake. Okay, so my opponent starts Magikarp. I don't think Rough Seas will come into play. You could argue that I won't be needing the Hex Maniac either. No, I'm gonna discard the Jolteon. Okay, and basically I want to be able to start attacking since turn 2, right? So I'm gonna find a Raikou, another Raikou, but the only way for me to guarantee the turn 2 attack is by using Electrode, by blowing up one Electrode. So my Max Elixir does hit, which is great. I will attach an energy to the active Raikou, and then I'm going to Ultra Ball away the energy and the N. Yeah, the energy and the N. I'm gonna find the Voltorb. And I'm gonna play down Hex. That's in order to prevent my opponent from using Shaymin or anything to get a super crazy turn. I will also limit his bench. And we have the exact cards we need in order to get a really good hand next turn. Yeah. Maybe I should have kept the N instead of the Sycamore. Because we are going to blow up the Electrode. Most likely. Not entirely sure, but maybe that would have been better. Yeah, especially now that, well, my opponent doesn't find another basic. It's pretty much out of luck. Yep, okay. So it looks like my opponent just did not have a good hand and couldn't even find another basic for him to use. Now, Fairy typing was the Mr. Mime, Psychic typing was probably the Meowstic EX my opponent was using, and Colorless was of course Shaymin, and he couldn't find another basic, so that was it. And now we are up against a potential Psyguard Vileplume deck, I would imagine, and that would be really bad for us, actually. Really bad. We mulligan. We're going second, and we mulligan. What other Pokemon could my opponent be using? If not the Psyguard Vileplume, because I did see Versus Seeker, so maybe he's not running Vileplume. Not entirely sure. Oh, it's Machamp Ariados. Never mind. This deck is going to be pretty much an auto loss. As long as my opponent is able to power up Machamp. Jolteon does become quite important here. That's for sure. Jolteon does become quite important. So it'll be interesting to see what outs my opponent has in order to prevent Jolteon from running him over. Okay, there's an energy, there's a Fine Fury Belt. My opponent did grab an N, so he might end up using it, which I really wouldn't mind. I do have 2 Trainer's Mail, but that's no guarantee that I will find a supporter card next turn. And I mean, I guess I could potentially blow up Electrode. Oh, he does have Carbink, so Carbink actually puts us in a really bad position against my opponent's deck. Yeah, Carbink is gonna be an issue because Carbink Break can KO Jolteon, so we need Raikou to KO Carbink Break, but then Machamp just sweeps the Raikou, so yeah, the weakness disadvantage might be too much. It might actually be too much for us to deal with. Might actually be too much for us to deal with. There's a Spinarak even, so he's gonna get the combo going. There's a Shaymin, where he will draw an extra 4 cards. And yeah, my opponent getting a pretty good turn 1. Pretty good turn 1. And he plays down a Silent Lab, so even limiting my own abilities. Now here's the end, the forever, I don't know. Do I promote Jirachi? Okay, I'm gonna play 1 Trainer's Mail first, and I will grab the Ultra Ball. The Ultra Ball does guarantee that I can get Shaymin. As long as I counter Stadium, which I will. And I mean, I guess I might want to sacrifice the Jirachi here. I'm gonna play this, and I do hit, thankfully. But yeah, as I mentioned, I definitely might want Electrode here. I'm hoping both of my Shaymin are not priced. Okay, one is priced, the other isn't. Having Mew available would be very nice as well, because I can hit Machamp for weakness. And it doesn't get hit by weakness by Carping. Okay. We do find Raikou. We don't find a supporter though. We don't find a supporter, nor do we... Ugh. Nor energy. Yikes. That's terrible. That was a terrible first turn for us. No supporter, no energy. Besides the one I attached with Max Elixir, but the whole point of Max Elixir is attaching to energy at the same time. That's generally the whole point of Max Elixir. Being able to attach an energy off of your deck and off of your hand. Okay. So another energy and Machamp. He could poison himself, so he would get access to Steaming Mad the next turn, which he will do apparently. But we can Lysander the other Machamp to buy ourselves a little bit of time. That we can do. Okay, and we top deck a Raikou, so that's not gonna help us. I will Lysander the other Machamp to buy some time. I will evolve Voltorb into Electrode, but that's it. I'm not benching the Raikou because I might want to have that space for Mew. Might want to have that space for Mew. Yeah, I need an energy to start putting pressure with Jolteon. That's what I need. My opponent will Poisonous Nest his own Machamp once again. And will attach an energy, okay. That Poisonous Nest, I mean, if we do find an energy eventually, might make it so Jolteon 2-hit KOs the Machamp. And my opponent does find a Verse Seeker to get himself out of this bad situation. No boy. There's a Trainer's Mail. I'm sure my opponent plays some sort of switching card, either Escape Rope, Switch, or even Floatstone. So that could allow him to attack with his other Machamp. There's another Spinnerack. And my opponent passes. So in between turns, poison damage. And we top deck a Hex, which doesn't help us out at all. I'm just gonna pass here. If Jirachi gets knocked out, at least I can deal some damage with Jolteon and force him to retreat. I mean, all the energy he's attaching to Machamp, he's not attaching to Carbink, which is obviously good for us. And yeah, the issue with Carbink is definitely the fact that it has Safeguard. So we do have Hex Maniac and a Verseeker to 2-hit KO it. Hopefully he doesn't find a strong energy though. Maybe he doesn't, and there's the energy I needed. Maybe my opponent doesn't play strong energy. That could also be a possibility. That he doesn't play strong energy because he is running Max Elixir. Though I would really doubt it, that he doesn't play any. The energy will go to Raikou, even though I would have loved to have Mew by now. And I'm just gonna Flash Ray. Now Flash Ray will 2-hit KO this Machamp. There's no way my opponent doesn't just retreat though. Yeah, he will end up retreating the Machamp. I could have Lysandered the Shaymin for 2 prize cards. That also would have been a good option, maybe. But I like if my Hex plus the Verseeker, if I can change that without losing Jolteon to the Carbink, I might be in a good position. Oh, there's a Silent Lab. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say Silent Lab. Wow, my opponent is really counting on finding a Float Stone or a Switch effect. Yeah. Wow, he just passes. Okay. So that gives me a chance, and there's an Ultra Ball, sure, but okay, I'm gonna remove this trunk. There's an Ultra Ball. And so what? The Silent Lab is not preventing Carbink Break's Safeguard ability because of the fact that it's no longer a basic Pokemon. I'm just gonna take my 2 prize cards here. Carbink shouldn't be able to KO me back. Man. Okay. Yikes. There's 120 damage. Carbink will deal 120 damage plus poison, that's 130. So I'll be 10 short of the KO. Which really sucks. There's another Carbink. So man. Oh, he chose to use Diamond Gift. That's perfect. I thought he was gonna use Power Gem. But he chooses not to. Okay. So maybe if I find enough energy... Yikes. That other Carbink is really scary. If I find enough energy eventually, then maybe I'll be able to pull something off. No, I'm not gonna play the Brux. I'm gonna Lysander and KO the Shaymin. That puts me down to 2 prize cards. Flash Ray for the knockout. He will bring up Carbink. He will be down to 2 prize cards as well, but we do find an energy and we find another Shaymin. So with that energy, wow, he promotes Machamp. He promotes Machamp. Well, it makes sense, I guess. Yeah. He's gonna deal so much damage. Oh, he forgot. He actually forgot about Flash Ray, and so did I. Wow, that's such a misplay by my opponent. That is such a big misplay. That is such a big misplay by him. Okay, this actually might change things. I've yet to play a single draw supporter, guys. I've yet to play a single draw supporter. Okay, if I retreat Jolteon here, no, I'll deal 70 damage, he'll be at 80. And then I'm gonna need another energy still. Or, nope, if I Lysander, I'm still, no, yeah, okay. If I Lysander right now and my opponent doesn't Lysander KO the Raikou, I'm good. Yeah, 70 damage will KO the Ariados. Oh boy. Flash Ray for the knockout. I'm down to 1 price, guys. With half my deck still intact. There's a Sycamore. Wow! That is so awesome. Immediately promotes Carbink. Carbink has 110 HP. Raikou deals 110 damage. Maybe I should have played. Wow, no, he's just gonna Power Gem. That's game. That is absolutely game. Wow. That was terrible by my opponent. And I'm gonna say lucky for us. But, I mean, we generally never played a single draw supporter. Thunderlance for 110 damage, and that's a game. Oh. Wow, that was terrible by my opponent. That was absolutely terrible. I have no idea how we were able to beat a Machamp deck. Well, Jolteon definitely carried us through that game. Now let's find our last game of the video. Hopefully we find a meta deck, because the first two are decks, but Darkness and Fighting. What deck could possibly be Darkness and Fighting? You know what? I'm gonna concede immediately. And I'm gonna try and face off against a meta deck. I really am gonna try to do that. I'd really rather showcase a meta deck here. Because, like, this deck does have potential, but the damage output seems to be its biggest weakness. There we go. Okay, so if this is Yveltal, it might be a really quick win. Could also be Darkrai. But it's apparently not Darkrai Giratina. Could be Yveltal without Garbodor. Because I didn't see Psychic type. But my opponent will go first. So we don't get too great of a hand. But at least we can Ultra Ball for Shaymin, I guess. But these hands, man. These hands. And okay, it's Yveltal Zoroark. So Zoroark is a nice way to fight against the Jolteons. But if I focus on only getting one Jolteon the whole game, Zoroark's damage output will be very limited. Although, if he has Zoroark Break, which with the heavy Zoroark line he should have, Zoroark could prove to be an issue. Because it could copy my own Flash Ray, and he would deal damage whilst I wouldn't. Okay, and my opponent even plays a Hex. Wow. And I top deck another Ultra Ball. Okay. I guess I'll Ultra Ball away the Enhanced and another Ultra Ball. I will find Jolteon. Well, I'm seeing Zoroark. So, maybe a single Raikou is a better play. Why? Oh. Okay, so let's max Elixir here. We do hit, thankfully. And I'm gonna attach another energy. I could attach it to the active, but I don't think I should. There's a Trainer's Mail. Right now, Zoroark is dealing 40 damage. Raikou with 4 energy will deal 130 damage, but Zoroark Break has 140 HP. So that's not good. There's a stand-in by Zoroark. There's another Berserker for another Hex Maniac. So no Shaymin for us. No Shaymin for us, but Mindjack's just not dealing enough damage at the moment. And wow, if I hit the max elixir, I will actually be able to return KO the Zoroark. Wow, that's absolutely great, guys. And with my Shining Body ability, as long as I don't play any more basic Pokemon, Zoroark will only deal 20 damage to me. So I just have to play smart here. Sure, I'm tempted to go find Shaymin right away, but I don't really need to. That way I prevent Zoroark from getting out of control, really. I mean, 20 damage is literally nothing. It's literally nothing. And there's a Sycamore finally for my opponent. There's an Ultra Ball. There's an Yveltal EX. Okay, so that's scary. That Yveltal EX is very scary. Sure, I can one-hit KO it. He will not. Oh no way. He's gonna KO me. Wow. Off of the 7-card Sycamore, my opponent finds the exact cards he needs in order to KO us. Okay, at least we find a Sycamore. Although, we find no other basic Pokemon. Ugh. Man, this is so frustrating. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, he's gonna KO Raikou no matter what. Damn it. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. If I attach energy, I get KO'd. If I don't attach energy, I get KO'd anyways. My opponent Sycamores and gets the exact 7 cards she needs in order to KO us right back with Sycamore, and we get an unplayable 7 cards. This is so bad. Wow. 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 I'm speechless. I mean, my opponent is getting everything out. She's able to get all the Zoroarks powered up. Yveltal with 4 energy already. My only hope right now is to find another basic Pokemon, and I'm not going to find one. I mean, do I Sycamore here? Is that my best play? I will have 6 energy in the discard pile by then. I guess if I find an Electrode and a Raikou, but I don't find Electrode. Ugh. Don't find Electrode. I found a yeah. Zoroark break is a really big issue here. The next card, of course, was Electrode. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go all in on the Raikou, guys. I'm gonna have to go all in on the Raikou because Zoroark will not be dealing too much damage. But giving up Electrode does open up the possibility for my opponent to maybe KO Jolteon, I guess. But I will end my opponent right here. I will end him. Okay, the Rough Seas is great, actually. Finding the Rough Seas is great, but I would actually really like some more energy. 7, yeah. I pretty much need a lot of energy right now. Okay, so there's a KO on Yveltal EX. I'm a bit uncomfortable in this thing. Okay. So this is really intense, guys. This is really intense. There's Zoroark. Zoroark will only deal 40 damage. I do not mind him attacking me with this Zoroark at the moment. Playing the Pearl City was a really dumb idea. I'm not gonna lie. Playing the Pearl City was a really dumb idea. I got frustrated right there. Yeah, Jolteon-EX is a liability, but he can never one-hit KO the Jolteon-EX. Okay, Hex Maniac means he deals 50 damage, I guess. Mind Jack, yeah, no big deal. He would have been better off copying Thunderlance. He would have dealt 50 damage. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Escape Rope. And hopefully I hit an energy off of the Max Elixir. I could Brock's Grit first to put 3 more energy back. I'm gonna do that. Gonna Brock for 3 energy. And 3 Pokemon, of course. There's... I mean, Jirachi is not too useful, so I guess I'll put back the other 2 Raikou. And yeah. Oh no, never mind. I can select 6 energy actually. So 1 Raikou and 5 energy. That's great. Okay, that should guarantee I hit with a Max Elixir here. Yeah, perfect. I mean, perfect would have been having 2 energy. That would have been perfect. And now I'll play the Rough Seas to heal off my Raikou. And now I'm dealing 130 damage. Yeah. So I need to top deck an energy or get an energy off of my prize cards. An experience share, not too useful. I do have a Lysander in case my opponent... If he found a play once again with like Max Elixir, DCE, Yveltal EX, that would be terrible, but that's a lot of DCEs. Yeah, he doesn't have any more double correlates, and there's the win. Wow. Wow, this was really difficult, guys, and as you can see, Electrode was definitely the difference here today. Electrode was definitely the difference in order for us to be able to have enough energy to come back into this game. And yeah, that will conclude today's video. This deck has an inherent advantage against Yveltal simply because of weakness. So if you expect a lot of Yveltal in your meta game, definitely give this deck a try, because I believe it's here to stay, guys. It's a good choice. It's consistent. The fact that I did not draw a single supporter in one of the games and I was able to win speaks about the power, or the power of Jolteon-EX, how good it is right now in the format. and as long as you draw a little bit better than me, you should be okay. So that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you can. Wish me luck for Friday's tournament in London. Hopefully I do well. I was so short or so close rather in making top 32 at Fort Wayne, so I feel like I'm due for a good showing at the tournament. I still don't know what deck I'm going to play. I guess a lot of people do expect me to stick with Greninja. It's definitely a viable choice, but I haven't made my final decision yet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Wednesday, where we're gonna review Pidgeot Jolteon-EX. As you can see, a recurrent theme of today, or this week rather. It's how to beat Yveltal. Thank you guys, and bye bye.